This is Open Line.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Open Line. Glad you are with us. A good discussion tonight, an important discussion. It's another indication that COVID is beginning to loosen its grip in a pretty big way. At the end of this month, at the end of June, the moratorium on evictions in Davidson County will expire. So as of right now, you can't be evicted if you can't pay. But that ends at 15 days, the end of this month. And the Metro Action Commission is concerned there are going to be a lot of people that are struggling, and there's money there for tenants to get money so they're not evicted. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. How do you go about getting that money? How much money is there? And it's not just in Davidson County, it's also beyond. But we are talking with Lisa McCrady with the Metro Action Commission. She's joining us via Zoom, so that's an indication COVID's not totally over. But thank you, Lisa, for being here.
Thank you for having me. Always a great partnership, and good being here with you and seeing you again, Ben.
Yes, absolutely. You've come on before and we appreciate it. All right, so where are we right now with this moratorium on evictions in Davidson County?
Yeah, so many viewers will remember that CDC had a moratorium that was in place. It started off to go through March of this year, and then it was extended to June of this year. And so Davidson County is one of the counties that continue to allow the moratorium to be in place here in Davidson County. So that ends at the end of the month, as you said earlier. And so what that means is that evictions will now, landlords will be able to enact or to go forward with evictions of people who are behind on rent and other things. So yeah, that's what's happening or what's before us.
And you obviously know about Davidson County, but just to kind of make clear where things stand, there are different rules, I guess, in different counties. Is that right?
Absolutely. And so the counties have an option of going through their court system to decide if they wanted to keep the moratorium in place. And so Davidson County was one of the counties that opted to keep it in place. But there are other counties within Tennessee that the moratorium was lifted either in March or soon thereafter, after the first moratorium was in place. And so we know that housing is an issue throughout the state of Tennessee, just period, and more so in Davidson County. So we were very appreciative that we were able to be in a county where the moratorium was still in place while we were helping families to recover.
So what do you expect when that moratorium ends in about 15 days, at the end of this month? What do you expect?
Well, what we're hopeful is that landlords will continue to work with their residents to keep them housed and to allow them to apply for programs just like ours, so that they can remain, in their places. But what may happen is that there will maybe an increase in the amount of evictions that will happen in our county due to non-payment. And so what we're trying to do is to make sure that as many people as possible, number one, know about our program. But number two, and maybe in the reverse order, those who are already in our system, we need to get them to completion. And so there are varying things that are still missing in the applications that we currently have in our system. And so they're almost there. But we're helping residents, we're helping landlords to get those applications to completion so that we can go ahead and satisfy those pass-through rents and to allow the housing security for them to remain housing secured and not be evicted from their properties.
You are right now kind of frantically trying to get people to fill out paperwork properly, because as I understand it, there are a lot of people who went after this money, but they didn't fill out all the paperwork, and so they're not going to get the money. Then when this moratorium expires, they could be evicted. Is that right?
Correct. That is correct. And so the Treasury, we were funded by the U.S. Department of the Treasury. So there are requirements that the applications must have in order for us to be able to fund them. And so it's things like maybe the way that the document or the driver's license or something was uploaded or scanned into our system, maybe the name is not readable, or it was outdated information that we have in there. It could be that some applicants didn't really understand what being COVID impacted meant. And so they may have answered, no, I'm not COVID impacted. But it's, as you know, it's hard for anybody to be living today and not be COVID impacted. And so it's pretty broad and wide. And so we're educating our applicants on what it means to be COVID impacted. And so once people know, oh, yeah, I am. I had to come out of my pocket for more funding. My child was at home learning virtually. I had to alter the way that food was available to me and supplies. And I did work in an industry that was impacted by COVID. Hospitality is one of the top industries that were impacted. So once we're able to educate the applicants on what it means to be COVID impacted, we're able to get that documentation in and move that process right on along.
So
we are also, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I want to, I guess, reach out to two types of people tonight. One group would be, they have filled out this documentation, but they haven't fully filled it out. And that's an important group. Then there's another group that they haven't done anything. And the moratorium is going to end. Can you help that group? Is there help for that group also?
But we can, yes. To answer the question, yes. It's really important that the information that they upload is accurate and complete. And so we have videos that will help you from start to finish, go through your application if you're starting for the first time. So that's that group. If you don't have anything in there, the worst thing that you can do is not do anything. And so many people are so overwhelmed that it's just hard to move. It's hard to think. It's hard to get motivated to get things out there because they can't conceive that somebody can pay past due, which could be upwards of $14,000, $15,000. But this program does pay that and has paid that amount. So that's that group. The other group that we're almost there, we just need to get the documents cleaned in the system and get them to payment. And so that's the group that we're really, really leaning into because they're almost there. There's documents that we know that they have that they just need to upload in the system, and we can help with that. We're out in the communities. We partner with landlords. They're even allowing their applicants, their residents, to come into their offices, and they're uploading information. So everybody is trying to get these applications to completion. I
would think landlords would really want this.
They do.
I would think landlords, they don't want to evict people, but they desperately need the money. They've gone a long time here without the money, so I would think they would really want this.
They do, and oftentimes, it really repairs a relationship that the tenant and the landlord has, because, if you're a tenant and you don't have your rent and you know why they're calling, and sometimes it's hard to answer the phone or the door. But this changes the whole narrative of their partnership and their relationship, because many of the applicants, they have been able to pay prior to the pandemic. And so this was the first kind of hiccup that they've ever had with their landlord. But just looking at the landlords, they have been in a position of non-payment for upwards of 18 months, some of them. And so this is a win-win situation for everyone. We're just waiting to get those applications that are not completing the system. We're working very hard to get those done.
All right, so then that brings to mind two more questions. How many applications are this close? How many have filled something out, but everything is not completely in order? How many are we talking about?
So we're looking at a little over 2,000 that are in our system. With incomplete documents. And again, it could be something like the driver's license, the name is not on it, or the check stub, the way that they scan the check stub in the system, the name is not on there, or we can't see the name. And so we can't match it to that particular, we can match it, but it has to be able to, if someone came in there and audited, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that is Lisa McCrady's check stub, because they can see the Lisa McCrady's name on there. And so it could be something as simple as that. It could be, again, the COVID impact. It could be that they worked for a company that they're no longer able to reach out to, and there's no way to get that proof of income from them or a statement or anything. So we have a way where they can do a they can attest to by in writing, the customer can or the tenant can, and upload that. And so those are the things that we're working with our applicants on, making sure that we get those documents in the system so that we can move it along.
So about 2,000 people in Davidson County are this close to getting their rent money, and that's good to know. And then the other question: how much money do you have? In the past, I've heard that you may run out of money, but how much money do you have?
We have a total of we're awarded $20.8 million in this first allotment, and there's some more money that's coming. So we've spent about over $1 million already. This program goes into September of next year. This is not something that we have to hurry up and spend all the money like in this first go around. No, this is intended to last over a period of time. But to give you a perspective of how much the single awards could be, we've had payments that have been $30,000. We've had some that have been $16,000. We've had some that have been $17,000. This is to an individual. So imagine that at a huge apartment complex where they have maybe upwards of 30 or 40 people from that particular property management to apply. This is a lot of money that's available to help both the tenant and the landlord in a very strange and drastic kind of situation here. And so that's why we're really pushing very hard. We know the need is here. And we want those who are that close to getting everything taken care of, we want to make sure that we're doing that.
What can landlords do?
Landlords have been, we've been working with them. And so what they have been doing is we've reached out to tenants, and they are now reaching out to tenants. They're also opening their offices where a tenant can come into their office and upload the documents for them. And so many of our property managers are saying, hey, bring all your stuff here. Let's get this into the system. And what we're doing is that we're having regular status meetings with our landlords to say, hey, we got this, we're moving this to payment. We got this, or we still need this. Can you get this from your tenant so that we can move you to payment? So this is a constant partnership within the landlords to make sure that we have the updates as soon as possible so that we can move them to where the next stage is and get them paid.
Okay, and all right, that's very interesting, and that's important. How many? I guess. Do you think there are a lot of people out there in need? How difficult is this to fill out? I mean, if there are 2,000 people that haven't filled it out properly, how difficult is this to fill out?
Not difficult at all. Actually, when we go out in the community, I'm on what we call the smartphone team. And so we can literally sit with your smartphone on. Can you not hear me?
Okay, I'm sorry. No, I was talking to, go ahead. I'm sorry, Lisa, go ahead.
So we can literally sit there with the smartphone and go through your entire application. And so it is formatted to go through on a smartphone. You're answering different information about how much do you make now? Are you zero income now? Are you, so different things that it walks through. So it's very easy. But we have some people that's just not, technology is not their thing, and so they need somebody to help. And so we have our offices that are here open. We will do a Saturday date here at our main location. If you wanted to come in with all your documents, we'll help you upload it. We have kiosks. If you just need someone to talk to you through the application, we'll have someone here. It's available in other languages. We have a call center that's open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And so, yeah, it's a lot of support that comes along with this application.
That's good.
So it's not, we're hearing that it's, once they get in it, they're actually very excited. We're like, oh, is this all that it is to it? And we're just like, yeah, just answer the questions and make sure you're uploading your documents. And to upload your document, you're simply taking a picture of it, you're saving it into your own application, and you just go to the next thing.
Or they could come into the office, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's good.
Absolutely.
All right, if you have some questions on this process, this is a good opportunity to call in. There's the number, 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. Let's take a call or two. Let's go to Ann.
Okay.
Hello, Ann.
Yes. Hold on, let me mute my TV.
Oh, thank you. That's great.
I am in somewhat of the same situation, but I'm in Sumner County, and I was wondering if you or your guests have any idea of what number we need to call here to find out about this.
So you're in Sumner County, but you have questions about how this all works. Yeah, what about people?
Yeah.
I mean, let's take Sumner County or any other county outside of Davidson, but for Ann here, what about Sumner? Do you know?
We are fortunate as a state for every county, all 95 counties in this state has this program. So this is available everywhere. So in Sumner County, the department, THDA, is the administrator there. We have the listing of all of the county offices on our webpage. So if you would just go to our Nashville.gov/MAC, our Metro Action page, you'll just go to our Hope portal, and it has one of the frequently asked questions is, I don't live in Davidson County, where do I go? And so you just click there. We have the listing, we have the link, and we also have the phone number. Where you can call and check into this program.
And THDA, what is that again? What is that?
So that's the Tennessee Housing and Development Agency. Hopefully they are watching and said I got their name right. But that is a state organization, a state agency that's administering the program for all counties with the exception of Davidson, Rutherford, Knox County, Memphis, and Shelby County.
Wow.
So they do all the other counties, but the rest of us, we're doing our individual counties.
And you feel like, I mean, you're saying Davidson County has the resources. There's some money here. You feel like the same would be true outside of Davidson County. Is that right?
I do. We are a part of a consortium with all of the organizations I just mentioned. And so we're in regular contact, regular meaning almost weekly, if not bi-weekly. And so we're checking in, we're seeing, how their program is running. They're checking on ours. We're trying to remain consistent so that, if someone hears us in another county, they know that if I live in Davidson County and I'm just so happened to heard about the program because I was just so happening in Knox County, it pretty much runs the same. It's an online process pretty much throughout the entire state. So yeah, we are in regular connection, and funding is still available everywhere.
All right, let's go to Mark. Hello, Mark.
How you doing?
Great. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
I have a question. What if you are behind in your rent due to the COVID-19 and you just now started back to work? Can y'all still help the person?
We absolutely do. Yes, we do. And so we're hopeful that many have returned to work. And so we're looking at the income at the time of when you were first impacted by COVID. And so we'll look at what you were making then. That determines your income eligibility. Also, if you're, back and you're making more money, which we're hopeful that you are, the income guideline is much higher. And so you can make more money and still qualify. For instance, if you're a single person family of one, you can make up to $46,000 and still be eligible for this program right now.
Wow.
So that is the beauty of this program. It doesn't penalize you for recovery. And so based upon your household income, the amount of people who are in your home, that determines the income limits. And so, yeah, it's very generous.
Wow, that's great. Let's go to C. Is that right, C?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
What's on your mind? Go right ahead.
Oh, okay. Yes. I just want to thank Miss McCrady. Everything Miss McCrady is saying is absolutely the truth. This program has helped me tremendously. It paid $13,000 and X dollars. They helped me. I had problems just like she was talking about on TV with the application. I had to come down there.
Miss Brenda McCullen, Miss Janice, and Miss Moore are lifesavers. This program is awesome. I'm watching her. I'm just sitting here smiling, thanking her for me having the place to say it. It's awesome. It's an awesome program. I'm so thankful for this program.
Well, C, can you tell us what your situation was?
Yeah. Yes, my situation was I got my hours cut back, and yes, my hours were cut back at my job. I have a great job, just like she was talking about X amount of dollars when she was talking about it. I wasn't able to pay my rent. So I knew nothing about this program, and people told me about it, and they rescued me.
That's great. C, thank you. Thanks for calling in and sharing that. Do you know, I mean, it sounds like he knows you or whatever. Do you know him? I
don't think, but there's certainly, he did call several of our team members here that work with our customers. And really when we talk to our customers, which oftentimes we do, this is really hard work, and so we feel like that we're right there in the thick of things with them. And so to be able to hear our customers say how we've impacted their lives, that is just really a privilege for us to be able to be, to have this funding and to be able to help in such a way. So I really appreciate hearing that, and I'm so glad that he called in.
Great. See, thank you for calling in, for sharing that. We're going to take a break. I'll come back and ask you some kind of specific instances where I guess you have been able to help. And it's great to hear from C, and maybe we'll hear some other callers. There's the number 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. Take a break. Be back right after this.